Okay, and welcome to Unit 1, Lesson 1. We're going to just do some basic introductions to your calculator work, some basic fraction, addition, subtraction, multiplication, and some exponent work. So we don't make these mistakes later on. You can use this to kind of help you later on and throughout the course. Now, what I wanted to stress first is if you'd like to do these fractions by hand, you're more than welcome to. But I'm not going to spend days going about addition, subtraction rules, multiplication rules, division rules. So if you'd like, you could take this and change 1/2 to 2/4, add 3/4, and get 5/4. And you can do that on your own if you'd like, if you find that simpler. A problem like this is a little bit more challenging, finding the least common multiple of 16 and 37. But either way, you could do this by hand. There's no reason you can't. But I'm going to show you how to do this on your calculator and just a couple of the calculator features. If you notice here, I have the screen already pulled up, and let me get out of this real quick. The way to get to that screen to work with fractions on these TI calculators is to hit the alpha key, which is right here. It's now highlighted in red, and then the y equals key. And what that'll do is that'll give you improper fractions here as your first choice. It'll give you mixed numbers as your second choice. It can change the fraction form and fraction decimal form, which we will get into here shortly. So for right now, we just want to do 1/2 plus 3/4. We're going to do this. You notice it gives us a nice little fraction here. So you just go 1 on the top, 2 on the bottom, and then go back to your alpha y equals, hit enter, and then do 3 on top, 4 on the bottom. And we should get our 5/4 answer, which is exactly what we have here. Now, these other features, if you want to take a look at them, alpha y equals. 5/4 is an improper fraction. Could we change it to a mixed number? We can by selecting this third option where it goes from an improper to a mixed number. And I might have made a mistake. Oh, there you go. So 1 and 1/4. So you can also write this as 1 and 1/4. If you'd like to change it to a fraction to a decimal and back and forth, you can choose option 4. So if you take a look at this, it should give us 1.25. So it's a nice feature to have, being able to do anything here with the calculator and put it into improper fraction, mixed number, or decimal. So let's try this next one, the 4/16 minus 2/37. Hit pause, try it on your own, see what answer you get. All right, so let's take a look. 4/16 minus 2/37. And you get 29 or 148. Now again, if you try to change this to a mixed number, it's not going to give you a mixed number because it's not in that form. This is just a regular fraction. But just for the fun of it, let's change it to a fraction decimal. And you get 0.1959. Now, you can do the same thing with multiplication, 16/20 times 3/7, and division. It will all work. So if you'd like to pause now, put these answers in, check with my answers, now is a good time to do that. Hopefully you get these answers. Now, just to work this, it says, can we convert the answer from fraction to decimal form? What I wanted to show you here is how to use the mixed number key. This is 1 2/3 plus 2 4/7. These are mixed numbers. So if you have mixed numbers, instead of hitting option 1, fraction over decimals, you just hit option 2. If you look here, it should give you to you in that form, which I'm kind of highlighting in blue here. If we select number 2, you get 1 2/3 plus 2 4/7. And you get the answer 89/21. And if we want to convert that out of a mixed number form, we can do that with option 3, and you get 4 5/21, which is also the same if we want to just take a look at the decimal, the fraction decimal answer, which is 4.23 dot dot. I'll just do that, 0.238. Just put some dot dot dot. If you'd like, you can round your answers here, but typically, rather than rounding, what you really want to do is leave your answer in one of these fraction forms, because these are the exact answers and these are approximate answers. The other thing that you'll need your calculator for throughout this course is for powers and exponents. 2 to the third plus 14 squared. So if you look at the key here that I'm highlighting, it's right above the division sign, right below the clear sign that I just pushed. It's right here. This is how you put numbers to a power. So you go 2 to the power 3, and then move over. You'll notice how if I did this wrong, notice how everything up here is just to that power. You have to be careful about doing this. And one of the things that you want to do to avoid that mistake is after you put 2 to the power 3, hit the right arrow once and you'll see this move right back down. Plus 14 to the power of 2, and your answer should be 204. Again, you should have a basic understanding of what an exponent is coming into this course, but this is what you want to know how to do with the basic exponent work. Now, one of the common mistakes is negative numbers. This is a mistake that is made in many of these courses, many of these times. It's all over placement exams for colleges. But if you take a look here, where I wrote this, and I'm going to go to the calculator, I'm going to show you two things. If I put -3 to the 5th here and hit enter, notice I get a -243. And if I put -4 to the power of 2, I get -16. Well, see, the problem here is this answer right here actually should be a positive 16. And rather than going through and memorizing all the rules, one of the important things to remember is anytime you're dealing with negatives, just like I did in this problem over here, put the parentheses around, because the real answer should be 16. So if you want to know what -3 to the 5th is plus -4 squared, use parentheses, -3 to the power of 5 plus -4 squared, and you have your answer of -227. But make sure when you're dealing with negatives to use parentheses around them if it calls for it. Good luck with your first practice.